interface through the dream state, which is where they can land a craft on you like an apparition. They can interface with your mind's eye, which you think you're somewhere else and you're on a table looking up in the craft. You're actually in your bed, you've changed your frequency. They can pull your consciousness out of your body, put it on board. They can pull your consciousness out of the body and put it into an avatar, and they can physically start to resonate you with the craft, and now you're on board the craft. But predominantly this is how a lot of it's happening, is if you can imagine a craft as an apparition momentarily, it can overlap like a cloud, like smoke. Like in the Bible, God goes into the tabernacle and he's a cloud. So sometimes this is crafts, and they're just phased out, and that's how they'll appear. Communication during contact can take place, this is me trying to simplify it, subtle energy sensations. So even just do this for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And now just be aware of the palm, just observe the palms. That sensation is sort of like how you get goosebumps on your arms, your whole body, your crown. There's other techniques I'm going to take you through in a moment to get the same effect and build it up, like a chi ball technique without that. But you can say, look, oh, well, that's, we've caused heat and friction and then we can feel it. But it's just to give you an idea of what happens, because what's happening when you feel goosebumps, hair standing up, temperature changes. This can be with spirits or fairies, angels, Bigfoot, ETs, whatever. When you feel that energy, what's happening is something's light body is overlapping your light body, and our light body goes right out, and that energy is their signature. So that's what you're picking up on when you feel that. That's where you go into the connecting to your guides technique. You project a thought, what thoughts, feelings, visions come back. Project another thought, what thoughts, feelings, visions come back. It's very quick. Change of temperatures, change of smells, thoughts, visions, messages talking through you, anomalous noises, voices, the feeling of vibrations going through you. You will most likely experience everything that I've just mentioned there. So these are signs of contact, where last week we actually had the group walk out. Remember, we went to the peripheral of the craft and you walk back and the temperature's totally different. So you can even work out the perimeter of the craft. Take photos. There's a number of photos where I have got the craft over the years and the beings were in apparition form on board the craft. Practices that can help one develop abilities: meditation, breathing, walking meditation, connecting to your guides, psychic exercises, remote viewing, recognising your thoughts, observation of thoughts, along with energy exercises. So I'm going to try and cover this as much as I can. But expressions within your source. So you've got bugs, animals, etc., meaning microbacteria life. There's a lot on that level. 3D reality, humanity, and extraterrestrial life. This also goes into hidden human projects, programs, and artificial intelligence. You've got fairies, nature spirits, Bigfoot, moving up to and including ultra-terrestrials on and off world, and dark masters and ascended masters, thought form realms, angelic intelligences, source, and what I would call super source, which would be, once in one experience I was taken to the peripheral of this universe, and it was like, this is God with its own planes and dimensions. And there are other ones that you can ascend from this state and go like a cell divides in two, and I actually had to stop and be put back in body because I was like, that's some next level stuff that I'm not ready to comprehend, that next level. So the way I'd equate it is, if we look at the soul level, and imagine my body's God, each cell is a different soul that makes up the body of God. And then God, with other gods, the cells that are created, from this one intelligence that encompasses all consciousness. So, moving on, source, shapeless, formless, unbounded consciousness. And in between each colour, or basically a representation there in colour, is we've got the interplane. So you've got a space between all, not just densities, but dimensions, which are two different things, but there's a place between each frequency. That's an interplane. And that's a place between realities of just being. You've got the realm of awareness of self, free will, and can create. This is where we create. And you've got now realms that create through sound, the creation phase. You've got the manifestation phase, thought comes into being, and realms of light, where spirit, astral, etheric, thought form and angelic realms reside. And you've got physical material reality, space, time, matter, 3D world. So I'm really compressing all this because over the years what I found was when I've been helping people, some people have watched ghost hunters and they think their house is haunted and they're having ET contact. Or they could even be psychic and don't even know that they're psychic. Or I go to somebody's house and they're at the time into UFO hunters or UFO shows and they think they're having ET contact and it was a haunting. But because they've got their lens and their reality of where they're coming from through education, which is very minimal because of a television show, that's where their intention was going, oh, it's got to be this because that's the only thing that can explain it, where I found it mix and still do on a regular basis. States of being for humans, ETs, and ultra-terrestrial and ultra-dimensional intelligences. So there's the awake state, there's the sleep state, there's the dream state, there's the thought, witness and aware state, which we went through. There's the unbounded state, which is shapeless, formless and unbounded. There's the universal conscious state, and then there's where you're plugged into source and there's no difference between you and it, which is the God consciousness state. Humans, ETs and ultra trans-dimensional capabilities. This is going from our abilities as humans into assistance with technology. So you've got remote viewing, you've got consciousness-assisted technologies that can assist you with remote viewing and even AI. You've got lucid dreaming, you've got a trans-dimensional state, and then you've got things like looking glass, which is technology. We hear about this out of Area 51. You've got levitation, consciousness-assisted technologies that can assist with levitation. You've got teleportation, and then you've got transporter technology. You can manifest, like I showed you with that being, we can manifest through thought. But then you've also got replicators, just like on Star Trek, devices that can manufacture what you're wanting to create and or manifest. You've got healing via intention and prayer, and then you've got things like med beds. Then you've also got astral travelling, bilocation and time travelling technologies that can assist with experiencing those things. And I'm going through this because we've got it, ETs have got it, and sometimes you're not sure who's behind it, and sometimes, like an angel doesn't need a craft. But an extraterrestrial might, but an ascended extraterrestrial can bilocate from their location to here and physically appear, but it's an extraterrestrial. It doesn't need a craft. So this is where it's very layered, but I'm trying to present this in a digestible manner. Civilizations and individual levels of consciousness. You've got our current state. You've got when you achieve peace. You've got galactic and transdimensional civilizations, which step into extragalactic, going out of this galaxy in transdimensional state. Then you've got the celestial angelic state, the I am state, and then the God consciousness state. We've gone from the God consciousness state out within it to experience and elevate back up to this state with the fruit, which is the experiences that we're enduring. And the ascension process of worlds. Level 1, which is local. Level 2, spacefaring to local systems, galactic and transdimensional awareness. Level 3, extragalactic and transdimensional awareness. Level 4, ascended and transdimensional. Level 5, celestial. Level 6, I am. Level 7, God consciousness. Level 8, create your own universe. And again, I'm really painting this with a broad brush. The Andromedas from the Andromeda Galaxy are orange light beings that I interface with, which are ascended beings. They're from all different races that have attained ascension, and they assist many worlds as well as the beings within their galaxy as well. Even when you go into the Andromeda constellation, I tend to interface with blue beings. The ones that I'm aware of come from the Tidal area. Going into the Lyrians, I've seen feline, lion beings from Lyra. I've seen beings that look bronze tanned, almost like the people used to, in the 80s, used to tan their skin at the beach and get really brown. I've seen melanin dominant black beings from Lyra that have golden flakes within the pores of their skin. We've all got Lyran ancestry as well. Going into the Syrians, there's blue light beings, there's blue beings, there's black beings, there's white beings, there's aquatic beings, there's cat and feline beings there as well, and I'm sure stuff that I'm not aware of. The Orion constellation, I tend to interface with beings that look Native American, Caucasian and Asian mixed. So they're sort of like a conglomerate, rainbow beings, beings that look like the wise one up there that look like E.T. from the movie E.T. There's Padma over there, she's from Sirius. And you've got Padma and Barbara and Kuan Yin and Mother, and going into the Pleiadians actually now, the stars there all have some form of life depending on the frequency residing around it. And a lot of them look like us, different colours like us. There's even blue beings there as well as blue felines in the Pleiades that I've interfaced with as well. Arcturus, or the Arcturians, I've seen ones that are more like a, they look like a turquoise, greenish, bluish colour as greys, more humanoid. I've seen beings that are like purple and they've got like orange lights within them, like in the chest cavity area. They look like they're almost made out of jello light.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Have you seen any see-through?
Yeah, well this being's sort of like that.
You can see through it.
Yeah. And there's crafts like that too. And a lot of the crafts are grown either from their genetics or it's an extension of their consciousness. Alpha Centaurians, there's a lot of beings that look like us there, as well as I've seen beings that are very much like us, but their heads are grey, but their skin is like metallic grey. Like, you know, like on a car, you get that reflect. Yeah. Paint, yeah. It's crazy. They actually picked me up at James Gilliland's one night, and the whole craft, above and below, it was like a saucer, but usually on a saucer, the middle part of it will be the floor. It was like down here, the floor, and it was like a marshmallow. It was white, and the light was coming from the tops and the bottoms of the craft, but there was this beautiful neon light that was purple going around the peripheral of the craft, which was the same colour as their suit.
Very cool.
Yeah, they were cool. They were cool. There's Cruxians, which are purple beings I'm interfaced with from the Crux area. Pegasus, that's where even unicorns come from. There's angels. There's actually thousands, if not millions, of different variations of angels, which goes into the Bible. But there's Metatron, Michael, Gabriel, Ariel, Raphael, Uriel, the Elohim, our God self, our highest expression. I believe that we're all Elohim. And different variations in colours, and there's ones that are purely creative beings as well. There's inner earth beings. Some can be connected to Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as connected to other beings off-world, or races off-world. The guardians, which tend to be keepers and monitors of portals. Gaia, fairies, elementals, nature spirits, original spirits, plant spirits, animal spirits, humans from the future, humans from the past, spirits of the deceased. Then going into lower frequencies, reptilians, reptilian greys, Draco reptilians, serpent beings, the archons, the fallen Elohim, the parasitic thought form intelligences and demonic entities. And then ascended masters, Yeshua, Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Padmasambhava, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, going into the rainbow light body beings, which are ascended beings, attaining the rainbow body. And then source, God, the creator, the source of all things.
Oh, where'd they go? Where'd they go?
They're there. I've still got them.
You got them?
I've still got them.
And is that a plane below it?
They're going down near the tree, see?
They're fainting, they've gone.
No, I've got them on camera.
You still got it on camera?
Yeah.
I can't see them.
They're both just drifting down.
That's why these cameras are good,
There you
yeah.
go.
Actually been the first one to see
Yeah.
them.
See, there's no satellite. See, there's that one up there going up. These are going down. So there's only one satellite in that direction that's going straight up. That's as much zoom as I've got on
I
this.
feel so. Okay, Pete, that's done it.
Two stars.
Let's switch the excitement button on.
Yeah.
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 There.
Oh yeah, that's the flasher. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's communication.
Do you think that's why?
Oh, I just got a flash on the ground, no joke, probably about 10 metres in front of me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Did you see
I
it?
was looking over here and I saw
Yeah.